We have got coming up a Q&A video, so if you haven't already left a comment on one of the social media posts asking your questions, be sure to leave a comment below with any questions you want answered in that video. Another sunny day out here working in the garage. Today, working on the brake system. So first things we need to do are run some hard lines, and I've got the first one done already. So still need to make a little bracket for this, but the idea is that this is going to sit kind of like that. That first one has been an absolute pig to do. It's really complicated getting it from the master cylinder up to that hole, but it's done. And the bad bit is I think my brake flare tool's a bit crap, so I'm not sure the flares are any good, so these might just end up being templates to be redone at a later date. There it comes out of the master, up and nicely clears the accelerator pedal and doubles back round over to the centre console area and up there, across and out just above the wideband controller. Next up then is making the front hard lines to front right and front left, and then maybe do the rear one. Okay, so I've been in, had a cup of tea, front driver's side brake hard line is done. So across, under the scuttle, nips down just behind the bulkhead connector, and through that hole in the arch. So now I've just got to do the passenger side. And there's the second one. So again, sneaking under the scuttle, down, and slightly different path this side, through the hole. Manifold needs to be done up properly, and this also needs a couple of P-clips in it to hold it over, and then there's loads of clearance. So, pretty happy with those so far. Back on the Prefect again today, ready now to do the rear brake lines. So first of all, just need to work out where I'm going to run the hard line through the trans tunnel, and then I can get it made up. So what I'm thinking is, obviously we've got to come out that left-hand master cylinder, and what I think is it probably wants to come into the trans tunnel kind of, well, somewhere immediately next to it. Issues I've got to be aware of. Got to make sure I'm not going to foul on the clutch pedal, which is currently fouling that bit of wiring, so that needs table tying out of the way. Yeah, so I need to make sure I'm not going to foul on that mechanism or on the back of the pedal. And that's it really, and then into the tunnel, so going to need to make sure I've got a hole to pass it through, which can't really decide quite where I want to put it down there. Once it's in the tunnel, it's just a straight shot down the tunnel to the back of the car, where there'll be a flexi then to go across to the axle. There we go, a little 8mm hole. Put a grommet in that now and I'll start making up the line. Spot the mistake. That was a complete faff as well. Now I've got to do it all again. that was a ridiculous faff that time, and getting the actual line through, absolutely no problem. Getting it straight into the master cylinder, oh, anyway, it's done. There we go. Excuse the dodgy routing of the brake switch cable. I haven't made the bracket for the brake switch yet, so, but there you go. It's in. This clears. Still not sure I'm happy about this. This might have to be pushed down there or something like that. Yeah. Need to do something to keep that down there maybe, but anyway, happy with the brake line. Job's a good one. Now I need to just sort out this end. There we go, that's the rear brake line all the way back to just above the axle. So I just need to make a flexi line now from there down to the axle, and then of course the hard line that runs across the axle. I'm not going to be doing that just yet though, because I want to obviously take the axle back out and clean it up and paint it, so I'll be putting the hard line on after I've done that. So for now, that is the brake lines done. Next job is going to be putting the hard lines in for the fuel. I've got a couple of options here. So just there is a couple of holes that look to be about the right size for dash 6 bulkhead fittings. And I'm running dash 6 hard lines, so that could be an option for the feed and return. Otherwise I can put some new holes in somewhere or do whatever the hell I want, really. So the main thing is going to be working out the routing up the tunnel and bending it all to shape. Another dodgy camera angle shot, but I am literally halfway into the car and I'm not getting out just to record this clip. So issue running the fuel hard lines that I hadn't anticipated. So I've got to get past the gearbox, and just to get something out to that gap, that's my finger. This side's better, but it's still far too close for comfort once you've got a dash 6 line running through there. So I can't come down the trans tunnel, which was the original thought. So plan B is going to be, come out the holes over there, come along that frame rail, along here, and then I get to this section. And again, the issue here is this gap. So I can then get sort of more clearance the rest of the way down the tunnel, but I'm probably going to have to double stack the lines here, and then rest of the way down the tunnel all the way to the engine bay is all good. So the issue really is just going to be this whole section, and I'm not sure really how much I want to tackle that lying on my back, barely with any room under the car, because that's going to be some funky hose shaping, I feel. Need to give it some thought. Decided to go with what is really the obvious solution for the fuel line issue, and I'm going to run it through the car instead of under it. I've got the first bulkhead connector in through one of the holes. Not sure I can get the other one in the one next to it, but we'll see. Just think the lot that might be in the way. So I'm happy with that. I'm going to go have some lunch. Another little job that needed doing is making up the lines for the oil catch can. Fortunately I don't have any dash 10 and spanners, so I had to use an adjustable, but done a reasonable job on there. And then that one goes up into the rocket cover breather. So just got to do the block breather now, which is going to go on that side. But before I do that, I need to find the little adapter that goes in the block, and of course I can't see where I've put it. There we go, oil breather all plumbed in. So I did move the rocket cover one to the other side, which was my original plan, but I thought when I mocked up the block breather that it was going to have a better routing over to the other side, but it actually landed here quite nicely, so gone with that. I suppose now I better carry on and do that other fuel line. So really pleased with how the fuel hard lines have come out. They're going to look really smart where you can see them, and really neat and easy to cover where you won't be able to. So I'll just show you the routing now, starting at the boot. For having just drilled 2 random holes in the firewall, I'm really happy with this. Couldn't have got that positioning better if I'd measured it. So coming through the firewall, they come then down as a pair. They're going to need P-clips, which I haven't got the right size at the moment. And then down and through the floor with a big blob of silicone to stop them from rubbing together and against the floor. And then on the other side. So you should be able to see them coming through the floor there and then up through the firewall. And ending in connections there, which will then go to flexi lines. So yeah, obviously they need P-clipping into place, especially the feed line on the right there, which couldn't quite get a tight enough bend on it when I was making it. But that will fairly easily just sit there then once it's P-clipped. So as I said, really pleased with how those have come out. I think they look really smart and make for really neat, easy runs of flexi hoses. So before I can make the flexi hoses, I need to get the fuel rail installed. Got that here. Does need painting, but I'm going to get that done once I've confirmed that it is leak free. Before I can install that though, I need top hat spacers for my injectors because they've always been too short and I bodged it last time and I'm not doing any bodges on this one if I can avoid it. So they're on order, they should be here next week. So I'll get those in and make up the flexi fuel lines probably next week. Unless between now and then I get distracted by something more interesting, maybe like exhausts and charge pipes. So that is it for another week working on the Prefect. As always, thank you for watching, and if you did enjoy the video, make sure you give a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell next to it so you get notifications on the next videos.